Hey guys, it's RJ with Pallmann here in my very special gold shirt today to talk about our two-component product, Pall-X Gold. It is not gold in color, it just is the gold standard of two-component products. Basically, the highest performing product in the line, two-component performance with Pallmann's ease and forgiveness of application. And what's really unique about the Pallmann line, we haven't touched on a lot in this set of videos, is that we're a non-UV sensitive line. That's where the clarity comes from in our products. We're not adding the UV inhibitor to protect our raw materials from ambering or fading. These products are non-UV sensitive, everything in the line. So if you put it on a piece of glass, it has no ability to amber or fade with time. So that's one of the real benefits to the Pallmann line and where it gets its clarity from. And then gold is our isocyanate hardened two-component product. So it's the top of our line. So we're going to mix them up and we're going to put some down today to kind of show you how to do it. I'm a roller, so we're going to roll it down and we're going to kind of show you that. So each one comes in a box, not in a box of 3, and it will come with component A. It'll come with your stop tag. It'll come with component B in the bottle, so if you have the box, you don't have the opportunity to lose a bottle somewhere. And then it will come with the filter that gets added in after we add the two together, not to slow it down. So, like everything in the Pallmann line, shake it. You cannot overshake them. So give them a good shake. Give it a little. And again, the defoamers are so good in this product line, you can't overshake them. So shake them as much as you can, as much as your arm will take. The component B, it just needs a gentle shake. It doesn't need to be agitated nearly as much, but give it a shake. Make sure that it's nice and liquid. Take your bottle, open your bottle. I like to get rid of that right away so it doesn't fall on the floor anywhere. So this we want to pour in relatively quickly, but we don't want it just completely glugging in, so just pour it in as normal. Give it a second to make sure you get all of the good stuff out of component B. It's still dripping a little bit, so get all that in there. Now is not a great time to take a phone call. Any two-component product, get your filter in place, put your cap back on, and agitate it as soon as you can. You don't want this to sit for 5 minutes because the hardener is sitting on the bottom reacting with that part of component A, so you want to get it agitated together as soon as you can. And now that product's mixed. This is going to have anywhere from a 4 to 6 hour pot life for usage at this point. And there is no real wait time. Any two-component, if you give it a minute or two just to allow the reactions to start, a little bit more forgiving, but in all honesty, it's a mix and pour. So as you're going through a job and you mix up that last gallon, you don't have to wait 5 minutes. You can just start coating with it immediately. All right, so we've got our Pall-X Gold mixed together. We've got a panel here that we put 2 coats of Pallmann white seal on yesterday. We have a couple of footprints in it, so if you get up close on the video, we are in a warehouse, so please excuse those for us. So we let this 2 coats of white seal dry overnight, and now we're going to go ahead and apply the first coat of Pall-X Gold. It's already mixed. We have the Pallmann roller. Can be rolled, T-bar, pad code, very forgiving product. Hit your coverage rate, 450 to 500 square feet per gallon, and this product's going to perform as advertised. So we're going to pull out a relatively good sized puddle because we need to saturate the roller. And we want a completely saturated roller. And what I mean by that is as you roll it with no pressure, it's picked up all that product. So this roller is not saturated yet. When you're rolling it back and forth, so now we're having a harder time picking up. We got it all picked up, so we are still not completely saturated. We want to start with a fully saturated roller so that you don't have a thin spot right where you started. And it's pretty amazing how much product these rollers will handle. So now we're starting to slide and not quite picking it all up. So now I'm comfortable that we are saturated. So we would cut in with a brush or pad coat here. I'm always going to take my roller and put a cross grain line along any cut-in spot, because I want the same thickness from the brush or pad coat to the roller. And the roller's always going to be a little bit thicker. Then once I'm there, I'm going to pour about a 3 to 4 inch wide puddle. Again, we're on a 4x8 panel, so we're going to be a little bit less product on the floor here. But this width of puddle, you'll be able to pull back about 5 feet. And as long as you pour that with a puddle everywhere, the roller's going to set this product down at the exact same coverage rate every time. It doesn't have to do with the applicator, it has to do with how much you pour on the floor. And so I'm going to work across it once, just getting the floor wet. I like to straighten this line, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to airplane off. And that's that section. Then I'm going to pour into my wet. So I'm not going to pour back out here on the dry, because what I feel happens is that you end up with a little spot past the puddle that ends up a little bit thinner. So I'm going to pour wet onto wet. And then I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to kind of smear that product around just real quick. Just get it into my square. When I get to here, if you leave a real heavy line out there, you can scoop that up like that. Come just behind your wet line and feather that out. And if you have a wall of stair treads behind you, be careful not to hit your elbow on them. And then we're just going to repeat those squares over and over and over, and that's the entire process.